Welcome to the Stock Market Daily News Podcast. Today is November 22nd, and we're giving you the essential market recap for Thursday, November 21st. U.S. stocks saw a day of sharp swings. The S&P 500 ended down nearly 1%, while the Dow Jones shed about 230 points, and the Nasdaq slid almost 1.4% as investors processed fresh volatility in tech and crypto assets. The biggest story? A sharp sell-off in cryptocurrencies is rattling both digital and equity markets, with major blue-chip tech names feeling the heat. Let's dig into the market moves you need to know. First up, Bitcoin led a broad crypto rout, plunging more than 7% on the day to trade as low as $84,000. Over the past month, Bitcoin is now down more than 20%, marking its worst slide since the 2022 crypto winter. Ether, Solana, and other major tokens dropped double digits. This crash triggered nearly $2 billion in forced liquidations, and retail trader sentiment hit extreme fear levels. For equity investors, this means additional pressure on crypto-linked stocks and rising volatility in risk assets. Turning to mega-cap tech, Cathie Wood's ARK Invest made headlines by dumping AMD shares and scooping up $17 million of NVIDIA on strong earnings momentum. NVIDIA stock stood out, managing to bounce after reporting impressive results, while AMD and most other tech names lagged. The takeaway? Market leadership remains highly concentrated, and retail and institutional money keep chasing the top AI names, even amid growing valuation concerns. On the ETF front, retail investors continue to reshape the market. New data from JP Morgan shows that 75% of all retail inflows this year have gone into ETFs, especially gold funds like the SPDR Gold Shares ETF. This rotation away from single stocks comes after a wild first quarter, where retail traders bought the dip in names like NVIDIA and Tesla. Now inflows are drying up, investors are increasingly cautious and sitting on the sidelines during market pullbacks. Elsewhere in the crypto sector, several digital asset treasury companies were forced to sell millions in Ethereum and Bitcoin to fund stock buybacks as their shares fell below the value of their crypto holdings. These corporate liquidations added further selling pressure and raised fresh concerns about the sustainability of the crypto treasury business model. And finally, global markets mirrored U.S. volatility. The MSCI All-Country World Index posted its worst week in over 7 months, with investors growing wary of extended AI-driven valuations and uncertainty around the Federal Reserve's next move. Meanwhile, U.S.-listed Bitcoin ETFs saw their second-largest day of outflows since early 2024, signaling risk aversion across asset classes. Quick recap. The S&P 500 closed lower by nearly 1%, the Dow Jones dropped 230 points, and the Nasdaq lost over 1.4%. Key themes? Crypto weakness is bleeding into equities, retail investors are dialing back risk, and concentration in a handful of big AI stocks is at new highs. Looking ahead, keep an eye on upcoming economic data releases, including PMI numbers and new inflation readings next week, plus the continued fallout from crypto volatility. Thanks for tuning in to the Stock Market Daily News Podcast. For more insights and daily updates, subscribe and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time.